Rajesh, can you hear me?
Yes, Dada, I can.
Okay. Okay, fine.
We are going live on YouTube now, huh? Yes, I can hear you, Dada. I can hear.
We are still on mute, is it?
No. Streaming live of YouTube has started. Huh? We have to be cautious about that. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Rotarian Batra.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Vinayak here from Rotary Club Shillong Heritage.
Good evening, Vinayak. Nice to be in contact with you after a long time.
Privilege is completely mine. Thank you so much.
How is Kavaribai and all? Good.
Oh, they're fine. Busy with
Yeah.
puja celebrations.
Yes. I'm just waiting for Arindam to join in. I have to hand over the host to him.
Absolutely. I mean, I have a small role today. So, I mean, I thought the best is to join in a little early, so that at least you can get to have a feel of the link and things like that. You don't want goof ups at that point.
Rajesh uncle, nice thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Finally, this is all coming together. I've sent you all the names of the guests, okay, with which they'll be signing in. So,
Rotarian Sir Batra, thank you so much for making me part of today's program in a small way, but it's a privilege. Thank you so much.
It's a privilege to have you on this webinar. We'll have series of webinars going on the coming October month as well as November. And then we are planning for a big conclave happening physically here. So we will work together and do something good. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Is my voice clear? Because I'm using the AirPods, so I don't want it to sound like last time it was muffled, no?
Yeah, we can hear you clear.
Okay, thank you.
Arindam, I'm going to make you host now, and I will be out, so you can take care of the whole thing.
I'm eagerly waiting to make my. When will you?
Yeah,
put
you are
the
the
order
host.
on me?
You are the host now. Yeah. Sora will join in after about 10 minutes.
Oh.
So only the co-host can unmute themselves. Others, you will have to give them the unmuting privilege.
All right. So when we have to speak, we'll have to tell Arindam, is it?
No. You are a co-host here. I have already made you a
Okay.
co-host. Arijita, right?
Ha, Arijita.
You already are a co-host. So I think all the panelists and everyone will be made co-host. So then they don't need to. But all the attendees will remain as normally. So they will not be able to, unmute themselves.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Rotary and Arindam, have you received the inauguratory message video from District Governor? Rotary and Arindam, am I audible to you?
Yes, Rajesh, you are audible.
Yeah, please, can you just confirm whether you have received the governor's message, video message?
Governor's message, I have not received. Have you received it?
He was supposed to send you or directly to Danny.
Danny has confirmed that he has not received any such.
No, he confirmed that he has not received, and you have also not received. So anyways,
when I was last talking to you, I checked my mail and there was no update from him. Yes, it is true. I have not received it now.
So let me just find out.
I believe he will be speaking on his own.
Then that's very nice. That will be very nice.
Rajesh, it is best if you can call him directly.
Yeah, I'm calling him now. We need to make Monica Prasad as a co-host. She will be introducing someone.
Rakhi is asking when is a good time to join. I'll tell her 5 minutes before at 4.
That's okay.
Yeah, 4:55.
Arindam ji, आप मोनिका प्रसाद जी को मैडम को co-host बनाते हैं. अरिंदम जी प्लीज अनुज अग्रवाल जी को और मोनिका मैडम को आप होस्ट बना दें. मोनिका प्रसाद, President Believers, Siliguri Believers, and Anuj Agarwal ji both have joined.
Okay, okay.
So आप उन दोनों को co-host बना दीजिए.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Loud and clear, sir.
Good, good. No, White, I am checking because I have joined through a mobile network, so I am little apprehensive.
No, thank you so much. Arindamji, can you please make Rakhi, Advocate Rakhi, a co-host, because she is the first speaker.
I have already made her.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So within another 60 seconds, we are going.
Rajesh, just testing if I am audible.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Rajesh, the file which you have sent me, that is not getting downloaded. I don't know why.
Okay, can you give me the sharing screen option?
You just send me the same on my mail so that I can download. I can give you the sharing option.
Or you just give me the email, your email ID. I don't have your email ID.
Okay.
Arindam, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
Are Cyberman.
Cyber Spider-Man is calling Spider-Man.
Not Spider-Man. I told Cyberman.
No, you are the Spider-Man.
Good evening, sir. Good evening now.
Good
From
evening.
where you
Namaste.
are joined? You are there in Hyderabad or you are there in?
No. I am in Siliguri.
Okay.
But right now I am not in Siliguri. Exactly, I am in Jalpaiguri.
That is your own place.
Not even my hometown. I am in some resort now.
So enjoy.
So friends,
Just for a tour.
Friends, it's almost 5:01. I think we should start. Arindamji, I have not received your email. Let's forget.
I've already sent it to you.
Acha, okay. Just give me then 5 minutes. I'll post it immediately. So please check whether you have received. Arindamji, please confirm whether you have received.
I have received, but let me download it and then I'll confirm.
Okay. Mr. Saurabh Kumar has also logged in. Can you please make him the co-host?
Nilotpal, is the flyer for that helpline email is ready? Nilotpal, can you hear me? Arindam, have you? Arindam, have you?
Nilotpal can
sorry.
hear you, Subhasis, but cannot respond because he has not made a co-host.
Okay, okay.
Please make
Arindam
Nilotpal as a co-host.
Yeah. And Arindam, there is a flyer. It's supposed to be displayed in a couple of times during the meeting. I'm not sure whether you have received the flyer or not.
No, I didn't receive.
Rajesh, who will project that, Arindam or Nilotpal? I guess it would be better if from one point, if we have all projections.
Yeah, it is, Nilotpal will share it in the web group. We can, Arindam can then share it on the.
If I have to share, I need to get it via mail because I have put off my desktops.
Okay. Did you receive my audio, Arindam?
Yeah, I have already received. I have received.
So we can start. We can start. In the meantime, Nilotpal, please share the flyer which Subhasis had already asked you to design. Please share it on the WhatsApp group. I will then forward it to Mr. Arindam.
Yeah,
I'll forward it.
Arindam, that flyer will be displayed in between two speakers for maybe 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, or something like that.
But send me first because if I have to.
Yeah, Nilotpal is sending. Nilotpal is sending.
Does he have my mail ID?
I'm sending.
No, Nilotpal, Rajesh is sending you.
Okay.
Arindamji, Nilotpal is directly sending you on mail. I have forwarded your mail ID to him. Friends, we are waiting for one more speaker to just log in. We are delayed by 7 to 8 minutes. Arindamji, can we start? Within another 2 minutes, we can start.
Rajesh, just confirm whether you are. Can you listen to the sound of my computer?
No, not at all. No, it is. Now it's coming. Yeah. It's just.
Okay.
You can restart it. Huh? We just go live at 10 past 5 o'clock. I've just received a message that AYV Krishna sir will be joining at 5:40. So maybe by that time we can wrap up all the other speakers. Right? Exactly within few seconds from now we can go live. Yes. Arindamji, we can start now.
Okay.
हेलो
Hello.
सर, मैं गप्तालिस हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस कंपनी से बोल रहा था, रवि। क्या मेरी
Okay.
बात राजेश बात्रा जी से हो रही है?
हाँ,
बिल्कुल सर, आपकी एक पॉलिसी 2013 में आपने लिया था जिसका सस्पेंडेड दिखा रहा सिस्टम में हमारा, तो आपको उसको रिन्यू करना पड़ेगा। मैं आपको एक लिंक भेज रहा हूँ, आप उसमें पेमेंट कर दीजिएगा।
अच्छा,
ठीक है सर?
ठीक है, भेजिए भेजिए।
ओके, थैंक यू।
thank you. So this is what is happening, friends. You are receiving calls. Scamsters call you up, prompting that they are calling from one of the bank or one of the insurance company, asking you to share an OTP or the link, click on a link, and your bank account is empty. So this is what we are going to discuss today evening in this webinar. I, for and on behalf of Rotary Club of Guwahati South, as a president of Rotary Club of Guwahati South, welcome you all to this much awaited webinar. We have number of speakers who will be presenting their speeches, and I am very sure that we all could pick up the right information which are required to negate this type of scams. I welcome each and everyone to this webinar series, which we are proposing to have on every weekend in the coming month of October, as well as we'll continue doing it in the month of November too. We will choose a particular topic, a subject, and we'll have an authority coming before you, giving you all the guidance on how to stop all these scams. Welcome each and everyone to this webinar. May I now request Rotarian Sapanjyoti Sharma to please take over from here now.
Thank you, Rotarian Rajesh Batra, for your warm words of welcome. I think you have set the ball rolling with that audio clip. I'll now call upon past District Governor Rotarian Subhasis Chatterjee to set out the purpose of this webinar.
Well, thank you so much, Master of Ceremony. Thank you, President Rajesh of Rotary Club of Guwahati South. Namaskar. Good evening to each and every participant of this webinar. My beloved Rotarians, road tractors, guests, and eminent speakers. Friends, let me start with a small saying. I'm sure everybody has a car at home, right? And everybody drives a car. Now tell me, driving a car on a street of any city, having risk, you can't hold your eyes blind and drive. You can't be uncareful. You can't be a drunk while you drive a car. The reason being one, that we need to ensure that we'll drive safe to our destination. With all required measures, we drive our car. We cannot put our car in our garage only. Every day we are taking out. Same like with this internet access. Perhaps the dependency of life has now come into in two things if I simplified it. A human in current days needs two things to survive. The one is oxygen. Without that, we cannot live. And probably second is internet. Because the life is now runs on internet. We cannot think of having a day without internet, having a day without our cell phone in hand, because we have a dependency. And it's worth. But accessing internet has also a risk. like driving a car on a busy city. That does not mean that we will not access internet. We will ask people to stay away. I met a lot of my friends and they said, I do not do online banking because that's a risk. I do agree. But the example is something like that. I asked that friend, do you drive a car? He said, yes, I do. Why you drive? There is a risk. Why don't you walk down to your office? Why don't you take a public vehicle to your office? Because our concept is developed in such a way that it is very difficult to take a new things coming up. We cannot live without internet today and the days to come. Our kids are being best on internet. But when internet comes, the cyber crime is a synonym of a internet access. When there is something good, you definitely have some bad effects, which we need to protect. So my kudos to the Rotary Club of Guwahati South and the other Rotary clubs who has joined hands to become a co-host of this exercise, to have a series of webinars on the subject cyber law. Cyber law is a very, very, very vast subject, and we are not all aware of that. Hence, this is an exercise every weekend for the month of October and November. We will carry out, and probably in the month of December, we will be having a bigger conclave on this subject. Let me give you a small brief what cyber law all about. Cyber crime is bound by the cyber law. Cyber crime is broadly defined as any legal activity that involves a computer and another digital device or a computer network. Cyber crime includes common cyber security threats, the social engineering, the shoulder surfing, the software vulnerability, etc., etc. And there is a set crime that has been governed by a cyber law, which has been governed by our government. And we have our legal experts on that. I'm happy that today we are having a couple of experts on this subject who will be delivering their speeches to make us more aware of cyber law and its protections, so that in days to come, we can use more these facilities to make our life easy. Think of those days we want to go to a bank, stand on a queue just to deposit some money, which I need to send to my son who is studying somewhere else through bank by a physical presence. Now, it is at the comfort of my home, my office. In one click, I can send that money to my children wherever they are studying. Don't you think it's a comfort that we need to accept? And also we need to know the prevention. Friends, in this regard, I would also like to share one information before I sign off. That Rotary is best on service. Our motto is service above self. So wherever we look into, we think of doing some service for the community. With the concept of this webinar, we are launching a free consultancy or a free helpline on cyber law for the common people. We are launching today that program. We will be having a specific email address that would be shared by the MOC later on. And anybody can shoot any questions, any queries regarding this cyber law, and we will take 48 to 72 hours as a turnaround time. With respect to the questions, we'll go back to an expert, take his suggestion and answer, and we'll revert to the questionnaire who has asked that questions. And this will be ongoing, not for today, it will be ongoing for next 2 to 3 months. We would like to make people aware doing this service about cyber law. I'm sure you will be enjoying this evening's webinar and also the webinars following up next weekends of next 2 months. With these words, I thank you very much, everyone, for participating in this webinar. My kudos once again to the host and the co-host clubs who are making it possible and think that something we need to do with cyber law. And I also thank my Zoom team led by Arindam, Danny, Rudra, Shaurav to help us on Zoom board to make this webinar reach to your comfort at home or office. Thank you very much. Enjoy the session. Namaskar.
Thank you, PDG Rotary Chatterjee. I'm certain we are all of us better placed to appreciate the deliberations of the webinar today. We are starting this session with an introductory remarks by Advocate Rakhi S. Chaudhary. I request Rotarian Rudra Laskar to kindly introduce Mr. Chaudhary.
Well, on behalf of in absence of Rudra, I will be introducing Ma'am Rakhi ma'am. Well, to talk about Madam Rakhi, having started her journey as an advocate in 1997, she has actively practiced in Reedside in Guwahati High Court beside appearing before the Central Administrative Tribunal as well as family courts at Guwahati. She has a master's degree in constitutional law. She has served as standing counsel for various organizations such as Indian Council for Agricultural Research, Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan, Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti. Besides being on the panel of advocates of Guwahati High Court, she is also actively involved with the disability rights regime and has rendered pro bono legal service to Shishu Sharathi, a non-profit organization working in disability sector. She has also served as a member of anti-sexual harassment committee of several organizations, including the Guwahati High Court. Hosting any program or becoming the master of ceremony is a passion. She has hosted several conferences and meetings over the years, including the former President of India, late Pranab Mukherjee, and Vice President of India, Sri M. Venkaiah Naidu. She believes in investing herself to the best of her ability in any endeavor she undertakes. Now, the floor is yours, Rakhi ma'am.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and namaskar. I'm honored to be a part of this webinar. Thank you, Mr. Arindam Datta, for that lovely, beautiful introduction. I'm really grateful to you. Before I commence with the introductory remarks, I would like to extend my gratitude to my dear friend Rajesh Bhatra, who is the president of the Rotary Club of South Guwahati, who has been kind enough to invite me for the webinar today. Although cyber laws are not my field of practice, as Arindam told you, my field of practice is mostly in the writ laws and more towards the service law matters. Nor do I know much about cyber laws, but the reason I accepted Rajesh's invitation was because it gave me a chance to learn about a new field which has become imperative in today's world. I would also like to express my gratitude to Mr. Pravek Medhi, who is not a part of this particular forum right now, who is a faculty at Royal Global University, but he has given me valuable inputs before I could give this introductory remarks. Now, Rajesh has very aptly demonstrated today's topic, phone scams and you, when he played that thing about, sir, aap thoda paisa jama kar dijiye, and we are sending you a link. And when I was researching this topic as to what I should talk about, I found a very interesting quote, which is where I would like to start. Amateurs hack systems and professionals hack people. So what we need to understand is that there are professionals out there who are trying to hack into our lives, into the lives of people, and who are trying to take away things from us. And hence we are all gathered here today. But throughout history, mankind has witnessed amazing evolution. We all know that. We know that the 4 industrial revolutions of coal, of gas, of electronics and nuclear, and then internet and renewable energy. Each of these industrial revolutions determined the course of history in its own way. Whereas the extraction of coal, which was the first industrial revolution in the 18th century, along with the very significant invention of the steam engine, created kind of a new type of energy that helped to speed up manufacturing of railroads. Almost a century later, we saw the emergence of a new source of energy, which was electricity, gas, and oil, that led to the second industrial revolution. Another century passed, and we witnessed the third industrial revolution towards the end of the 20th century, when we saw the emergence of yet another source of energy, which was nuclear energy. Today, many people believe that we are in the middle of the fourth industrial revolution. And if we are to view Industry 4.0, as we all call it, as a revolution, then we have to admit that it is a revolution which is happening now. It is happening right now, even as we speak. We are experiencing it in our day-to-day lives on a daily basis, and its magnitude is yet unknown. We do not know the plethora which it opens up in front of us. Now, as we discovered the internet, the entire landscape of the modern world transformed over and over. However, with the glorious invention of the internet also came the inglorious problems, which Subhashish has just talked about. Cybercrimes, such as identity theft, invasion of privacy, ATM frauds, internet frauds, counterfeiting and forgery, piracy, hacking, computer virus, steganography, email hacking, and phone scams. And therefore, here we are today. To tackle all these problems of cybercrimes, a new branch of jurisprudence has emerged to tackle these problems, and that is called cyberspace or cyber law, or let's call it information technology law or internet law. And that is all what we are here for, to understand the nuances of such laws. Now, thankfully, the United Nations Commission on International Trade Law, UNCITRAL or UNCITRAL, whatever you want to call it, they adopted a model law on electronic commerce in 1996. I don't know, most of you may be aware of this, that for the first time, it extended, the United Nations extended its efforts towards bringing uniformity in the laws of different countries. So the model law, which was adopted, provides for equal legal treatment of users of electronic communication and paper-based communication. And the Information Technology Act 2000, which has been adapted in India, is also based in consonance with that model law. And so here we are today to understand, like I said, the nuances of cyberspace and cyber laws and scams. But if you think even for a moment that hacking and scams are new to the world, think again. I do not want to take too much of your time because I also want to listen to the speakers who are here with us today. But I will leave you with an interesting fact, which some of you might be aware of. In 1878, 2 years after the telephone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell, the Bell Telephone Company was hacked for the first time by a group of teenage boys from New York who repeatedly and intentionally misdirected customer calls. What they were doing was, aapko shayad yaad hoga, how we used to have those telephone calls, people used to connect it through these portals, right? So they would, just for the fun of it, they would misdirect and miscommunicate with the calls. You know, they would connect here, they would connect there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was your first scam almost a century and a half back. And just for your information, once this started happening in New York, the Bell Telephone Company decided that henceforth we will employ only female operatives. So if you recall the Second World War, all the operatives, if you find in any of the movies which have been made, you will find only females there, not males. And that is perhaps the reason why we have this particular we had that particular thing at that point of time. Anyways, on that thought, I would like to conclude my introductory remarks, and I look forward to listening to the experts on the panel today, Mr. Anuj Agarwal, Mr. A.Y.V. Krishna, who is yet to join us, and Mr. Saurabh Kumar. I express my gratitude to each one of you for this opportunity again. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, Rakhi. That was so appropriate. You know, in today's Assam Tribune, there was a news relating to the infamous scammers of Jamtara.
Jamtara,
they are, they are absolute professionals and they have excellent communication skills.
Correct.
To know more about phone scams, we are very eagerly looking forward to hear from our keynote speaker, Advocate Mr. Anuj Kumar Agarwal, who is like a superhero who fights crimes, in his case, cyber crimes. The superhero takes off his normal clothes, puts on his tights and his cloaks, and he rushes off. Mr. Anuj Agarwal takes off his advocate's robe, puts on his normal clothes, and he rushes off wherever he's called to prevent, investigate, and find solutions to cyber crimes. To introduce him, I would request Rotarian Vinayak Datta.
Thank you so much. It's a real privilege today to introduce the keynote speaker. The keynote speaker for today's extremely important webinar is Advocate Anuj Kumar Agarwal. He's an author, he's a trainer, he's a consultant and an expert on cybersecurity. He's an advocate of the Delhi High Court and the Supreme Court of India. He's a member of the Information System Audit and Control Association, USA. He's a chairman, Center for Research on Cybercrime and Cyber Law. He's a founder chairman of the Computer Society of India, Noida chapter. He's a former member of the Expert Committee on IT Corporate Law and SME of ASSOCHAM. He's a member of Insurance Institute of India. In other words, a man who's extremely talented, a man who is nationally and globally recognized as an expert on cybercrime and cyber law. Without much ado, may I actually invite the author of Cybercrime First Responders Guide, Advocate Anuj Kumar Agarwal, to be enlightening us today with his keynote address. Thank you so much.
Sir, you need to unmute yourself. Anuji, you need to unmute yourself. Yes, sir. Now.
And please also allow me to share the screen and the presentation. Arindam ji. So thank you very much, everybody, for inviting me. Rajesh ji especially, he called me and introducing me, Vinayak ji, PD ji, Subhashish Chatterjee, a very senior functionary of the Rotary Club. Rakhi ji introduced the subject very well. And Sopan Sharma ji, who is doing a difficult job of balancing everybody's shortcomings and mistake, you know. That is one of the toughest jobs, I must tell you. I go to a lot of trainings and seminars, and the only thing I want to understand that who is cooking the food for the day. Now, if the cook is good, then all the shortcomings of the speakers are spared, and the audience will not ask tough questions. But if the food is bad, then the audience will get only tough questions. So some burden is taken off by the comparer Swapanji. Anyway, coming back to the subject, Rajesh ji very appropriately introduced the subject, and taking this forward, I just want to share a small video. Is it visible?
Yes,
yes, it is visible.
So he's gone. So I hope all of you could understand what it was. This is what we call as watering hole attack. And this is what is happening all the time when we are on the internet. Now, what are these watering holes? The WhatsApp University, the Facebook, the Twitter, and those phone calls. And we are suddenly, while comfortably eating and drinking from these watering holes, we find that we are under attack from the criminals and we are drowned. Very recently, somebody who is running a small business, he was skimmed 75 lakh rupees. Probably his total capital is 1 crore and he is skimmed off 75 lakh rupees. Somebody is going to hospital and he is skimmed off few lakh rupees. So, I mean, this is something which is happening day in, day out. And again, this sharing option is gone. Can somebody make me...
Yes, Arindamji, please correct it. Arindamji?
Yes.
Please give the sharing option to Anuj.
I've already given. I've already given. Anuj, you have shared once.
I shared one, but now I think it is gone. Anyway, no issues.
Leave no. I'm making you host without any. You just do it. I believe now you will get it.
I can speak for 7 hours without looking here and there.
Now you can share.
Somehow it is not happening. Just forget it.
No, sir, you are the host now. You are the host now. You can do it. Just try once.
No, it is saying only host. And
you are the host.
Not. So I think leave it. We have limited time. No issues. Absolutely no issues. Now, there are two kind of issues which are there. If I look at individuals, first of all, because we are all individuals in our capacity, we are obviously a corporate person or we are having some official duties. What kind of threats we are having? They are divided into two parts: social threats, financial threats. Now, what are those typical social threats we are having these days? Video WhatsApp calls, whereby you pick up a call from an unknown person and that person immediately undresses. So by the time within 5 to 10 seconds you try to understand what is happening, there is a porn video ready. And then this person will start calling you saying, I am from so and so police department. Your video is now on YouTube. Immediately pay XYZ money. And you know, this XYZ has no limit. You keep on paying this. This will keep on getting repeated. So this is one serious threat. Another is what we call as revenge porn. So the young people, when they are in good relationship, they are creating videos and photos, nude photos. And this is happening in villages. Remote villages in Uttarakhand, Tamil Nadu, Assam, even Arunachal, I am getting all these complaints. So I sometimes get surprised. You keep on thinking that certain places, remote places, village places, such things are not happening. But after the advent of 4G and all the social media, this is very common. So the moment the relationship is sold, these videos are available for extortion or creating some sort of a social problem. Girl is getting married, a boy is getting married, and these kind of videos start immediately floating around the social media. So these are the social threats, and I'm just giving you a tip of the iceberg. This is not an exhaustive list. This is a very small tip of the iceberg. Now, another is obviously the financial skimming. The latest fad is electricity bills. You get an SMS that your electricity is going to be cut by 9:30. So obviously this is something which is top of everybody's mind. Click the link. Now, what is the problem with clicking this link? The whole thing is, okay, there are so many links coming. The Ambani is giving you a free 1 year Jio because of 7 years and things like that. I keep on telling people, Ambani is here to make money. He is not to distribute freebies. वो दिन चलेगा जब वो फ्री में देते थे, वो इसलिए देते थे तब उनका नेटवर्क चलता ही नहीं था. अभी उनका नेटवर्क is one of the best networks. So why they will give anything for free? But in this country, unfortunately, and probably this is the trend a lot of places, that the moment we see anything free, whether it is useful or useless, we keep on trying to get it. Subhashish ji also mentioned very appropriately about the behavior. See, we are on the information highway. When we are driving a car, we have got certain etiquette, certain discipline. When we are on the internet, which is also an information highway, super highway. Right now we are on 4G. Now 5G is just round the corner. After Deepavali, you will have 5G in some cities and it will immediately proliferate across the country. So when we are on the information highway, we will have to have certain basic discipline and etiquettes. Any highway you cannot drive, you can't survive for a moment if you are not following those etiquettes. And what are those etiquettes? Those etiquettes are very, very simple. Greed. This is only your greed. Nobody is actually hacking your phone. 95 to 97% technical hacking is not happening. It is just you are inviting trouble. And this is only one example. I would like to mention it to you from Ramayana. You know, this something started from the Ramayana era. In Panchavati, when Ravan came and all this Mrag Marichika thing was happening, the golden Mrag, when Lakshmanji was leaving the Kutia, he asked Mata Sita, please do not come out. There is a Lakshman Rekha. Firewall is around, which was impregnable, obviously. But what did Ravan do? He said, Mata, please come out. That was the first reported example of social engineering fraud. She came out, all the security came for a naught. Nothing happened. फिर कुछ नहीं हो सकता था. Entire security bent for a toss. So 97 to 98% cases are pure social engineering, and they are playing on your greed or on your anxiety or fear. So if we have this little bit discipline, now what is that discipline? 4 or 5 things. I'm not going to give you any long gyan. It's very, very simple. Do not share the OTP. I think almost everybody would have got many of such messages by now. Do not click on the links. Now, this is something very, very difficult for people to stop themselves. अरे भाई लिंक में पता नहीं क्या क्या आ रहा है, वो अच्छी वाली तस्वीरें भी आ रही हैं, वो बढ़िया वाले वीडियोस आ रहे हैं, कोई धार्मिक व्यक्ति है तो उसके लिए भजन और सब कुछ आ रहा है, कोई 10 बजे के बाद उन लिंक्स को क्लिक करना चाहता है. You see, I am being besieged by a very senior functionary. I do not want to name the organization, but this is one of the most powerful organization today in this country. And he told me that he is writing some article on sex education. So he visited some XYZ sites. Now the criminals are after him, saying आपका वीडियो बन गया है और I am from the police department. He is getting I-cards of Rakesh Asthana, who is the ex-Delhi police commissioner. He is getting I-cards of some CBI officer, and he is after me. अनुज जी क्या करें? मैंने कहा सर आपने सब कुछ तो कर दिया, अब तो कुछ करने को बचा ही नहीं है. अब तो शांत रहिए, चुप रहिए, फोन को बंद कर दीजिए. Because you have done too much. आपको बहुत कुछ नहीं करना था, आपने कर दिया. आप बोले मैं तो देश के लिए बहुत काम कर रहा हूं, बट मैंने कहा ये एक काम और कर दीजिए, अपने फोन को 1 हफ्ते के लिए बंद कर दीजिए. उन्होंने नहीं किया. And this person is after him. Now what would happen if he would have closed his phone for 2-3 days? This scammer would have moved to some new customer, some new target, and he would have saved it. Since he is continuing to use his phone, this person is still with the fond hope that one or the other day he will break up. And I am telling you, the moment this guy gets frustrated, all your such videos will be online, will be available on the social media, and you have it. फिर आप किसे किसे एक्सप्लेन करेंगे? आपको तो पता भी नहीं है, 1 मिनट में तो वो पूरी दुनिया में घूम जाएगा वो वीडियो. So if there is a mistake, the best way to correct is to keep silent. Now he is asking me day and out, सर आप उसको अरेस्ट करा दीजिए. मैंने कहा मैं उसको अरेस्ट करा दूंगा, लेकिन आपकी वीडियो कैसे बचेगी? वो तो ऑलरेडी किसी ना किसी सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म पर चली गई होगी. बट नो, पीपल आर स्टिल हैविंग दिस माइंडसेट that they can finish off all the राक्षस from this world. भगवान राम ने सारे राक्षस खत्म नहीं कर पाए, भगवान कृष्ण इस दुनिया से पाप खत्म नहीं कर पाए, तो मैं और आप क्या चीजें? हमें उनसे सिर्फ अपने आप को बचाना है, अपने नियर एंड डियर वंस को बचाना है. अपने organizations को उनसे बचाना है. Now let's spend a couple of minutes the threats the organizations are facing. All of you might be working for some of the other company as a consultant or in some senior capacity. Some of you may be the business owners. Now, when you are running a business, you have a network, you have 10, 20, 50, 100, 500 or a few thousand computers, laptops, servers, and mobile and other devices within your organization on which your official work is going on. Your threats are many. The number one threat we call as the APT, the Advanced Persistent Threat. Now, what is this threat? That there are paid hackers, technical hackers, who are not only paid by companies or organizations, they are even paid by some of the governments, Chinese government, North Korean, some of the East European countries, where the economies have nothing to sell. So they have these as a business. And you can get such tools available on the internet for hire. If you want to run a DDoS attack, distributed denial of service attack. Suppose you want to down your competitors' complete internet. Just run a DDoS attack. It is available for $50 or $100 for an hour. You can hire a cyber criminal for $100. He will not let your competitor's website work for a full day. So DDoS. So these APTs are always there. You need to protect yourself. And for that, what we call as the peripheral security, where a box like a firewall is one of the important critical components. But you cannot have your firewall so configured that all the traffic is slowed down or stopped. Best security तो वही होगी कि हम सब अपने आप को स्टील के बॉक्स में, बड़े से बॉक्स में बंद कर लें. ना कुछ आए ना कुछ जाए, ना कोई ऑक्सीजन आए ना कोई हवा आए, तो कोई वायरस हमको लगेगा ही नहीं. बट देन वी ऑल्सो नो कि ये प्रैक्टिकली पॉसिबल नहीं है. हम समाज में रहते हैं, हम बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, तो वी विल हैव टू हैव द कम्युनिकेशन गोइंग ऑन. So then the next, what we need to do is we need to have a, what we call as an artificial intelligence based endpoint security solution. Not a typical antivirus. Antivirus will not work anymore because now the threats are getting generated, say in Nigeria or in Russia, and within 30 seconds, they are all over the world. So if your antivirus is updated at 10 o'clock in the morning and a threat or a malware is generated at 10:30, your antivirus will simply fail. It will not work. So what you need is a heuristics-based, artificially intelligence-enabled endpoint security, which is working 24/7 for any kind of a newly developed threat. So as an organization, we need to have the peripheral as well as the endpoint security. Third thing, what you need to do is you need to have a wonderful or a very strict information security, cyber security policy in place. मेरे पड़ोस में एक बच्चे ने दूसरे बच्चे को पीट दिया. उसकी मदर शिकायत लेकर आई. उन्होंने अपने बच्चे से पूछा कि भाई आपने इसको क्यों पीट दिया? बोले आपने कभी मना ही कब किया कि पड़ोस के बच्चों को पीटना नहीं है? I think very innocuous, very right answer. भाई जब तक आप अपने बच्चों को, हम अपने बच्चों को ये सिखाते नहीं है कि what is the right behavior, wrong behavior, how would they know? So in an organization, if somebody is just browsing through Facebook or even watching pornography, you feel bad and you ask that person, why are you doing? But sir, you never said no to it. I thought it is a normal behavior. My earlier company never stopped me. So you need to have a cyber security policy in which you need to mention what is the right behavior, what to do, what not to do, a very, very comprehensive policy. For example, in a survey in USA, it was found that the password which is being used is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 67% people were using this password, including top defense officials. Now, if you say, boss, what is this kind of a password? The person will say, look, you never asked anything better than that, and I can't remember anything better than that, so I thought it is a good password. A password is a password. So we need to have rules, we need to have policies created for our organization, distributed and put the people on a continuous training, what is the right behavior, and then only we can expect cyber security in our organization. If we are not enabling our people, including our family members or our organization people, our staff, everybody, we cannot expect cyber security to happen. Please understand and appreciate. Just because you have got certain good tools purchased, whatever price it is, it will only give you a 30 to 40% security. Again, Lakshman Rekha, so far, even the best critics of Hinduism and Ramayana, they have not doubted that it was a best defense at that time. Ravana also, he was a very good scientist. He was a very knowledgeable person as far as the warfare was concerned. He could also realize that he cannot breach it. रावण से ज्यादा कोई भी हथियारों के बारे में उस समय नहीं जानता था, लेकिन वो भी समझ गया कि ये जो डिफेंस इन्होंने क्रिएट किया, whatever it was, we are not getting into the nitty-gritties or the details how it was. So, but still it could not save Ma Sita. Why? Because she was not coached properly. लक्ष्मण जी ने कहा तो था आप बाहर मत निकलिए, बट उतना स्ट्रिक्ट होके नहीं कहा था या ट्रेनिंग प्रॉपर से नहीं किया था और वो बाहर आ गई. उस समय उन्होंने वो सिनेरियो भी नहीं दिए उनको जो हमने आपको दिए, मैडम राखी ने दिए, सुभाषी जी ने दिए या राजेश जी ने जैसे सिनेरियो का शुरुआत किया. तो जब हम ट्रेनिंग करें, केस स्टडीज और सिनेरियो के साथ करें, ताकि हमारे जो भी लोग हैं, घर के लोग हैं या ऑफिस के लोग हैं, वो इसकी ग्रेविटी को समझें. जो सीधे सच्चे लोग होते हैं, ईमानदार लोग होते हैं, वो हमेशा ये मान के चलते हैं कि कोई उनके साथ बुरा क्यों करेगा. मैं पुलिस की बहुत ट्रेनिंग करता हूँ, 10,000 पुलिस वालों को मैं ट्रेन कर चुका हूँ और मैं उनसे पूछता हूँ कि भाई आप में से कितने सीधे और शरीफ लोग हैं, तो 2-4 लोग हाथ ऊंचा कर देते हैं. तो मेरी सलाह उनको ये होती है कि आप हिमालय की तरफ निकल जाओ, क्योंकि अगर आपने क्रिमिनल से डील करना है, अभी आप क्रिमिनल लॉयर्स भी हमारे कुछ जुड़े होंगे, मैडम ने पहले ही डिक्लेयर कर दिया कि भाई ये मेरा फील्ड नहीं है अपने आप को बचाने के लिए, तो उनके आप चेहरे पे देखिए अलग ही तरह की आभा प्रभा रहती है. वो सीधे बात ही नहीं करते हैं, बिकॉज पुलिस और अपराधी में, और मैं क्रिमिनल लॉयर को बीच में नहीं लाऊंगा, मैं कंटेम्प्ट नहीं चाहता, यहाँ पे बड़े सीनियर काउंसिल मौजूद हैं, सिर्फ वर्दी का ही फर्क है, थॉट प्रोसेस तो सेम ही है. वरना आप क्रिमिनल्स तक कभी पहुंच ही नहीं सकते, क्योंकि क्रिमिनल ही पुलिस को ट्रेनिंग देते हैं. वही वो नई नई चीजें लेकर आते हैं जो शायद कोई भी सोच नहीं रहा है कि ये हो सकता है. आज से 4-5 साल पहले जिस तरह के एग्जाम्पल राजेश जी ने, सुभाषी जी ने और मैडम ने दिए, वो शायद अनहर्ड थे या लोगों ने सोचा नहीं था कि कभी ऐसा भी हो सकता है. और इसीलिए जो लोग अभी तक अवेयर नहीं है वो उनके ट्रैप में आ रहे हैं, और जो थोड़े से अवेयर हैं वो उससे बच जा रहे हैं. वैसे बचने का एक और भी तरीका है, मैं आपको बता दूं, वो ये है कि पैसों को खर्च कर डालिए. और राजेश जी को तो मेरी सलाह ये है कि मैडम को दे दीजिए, आप तो नहीं बचा पाएंगे, ये है ना. तो ये 2-3 तरकीबें हैं. 2 मिनट में सिर्फ और लूंगा, जो क्वेश्चंस लोगों के माइंड में आ रहे हैं कि अगर फिर भी साइबर क्राइम हो जाए तो क्या करें. Now, even after all this understanding, if something goes wrong, what to do? Now, if there is a financial loss in the through the cyber mode, 1930 is the national cyber helpline, and it should be immediately dialed, and request should be made to stop the flow of money. If that money can be stopped from flowing, you have a good chance to get it back. Second is that rush to the nearest cyber desk, whatever Thana is nearest to you, and hopefully they would have a cyber desk. Most of these states have started this concept of a local Thana cyber desk, and ask them specifically after taking your bank statement on the way through the net banking or whatever, that this money has been flown through this particular app or website, because usually the fraudsters are using some app or some e-com website to transfer the money. They are not transferring bank to bank directly. Most of the cases, I'm not saying all the cases, these local guys have little access to the nodal officers of these e-com websites, and they can personally call them or send them a mail to stop that particular transaction. Because if the money flows from that website to the scammers' personal accounts, it becomes very, very difficult to get it back. And if nothing is possible and you want to make a complaint, cybercrime.gov.in is the portal of the central government on which you can make a complaint. Crime against women and children, there is a special section they have given. So in case somebody is feeling a little awkward to go to police thana and give a complaint and all that, this online method is fine. The complaint will finally, after 2 days, will come to the local thana for sure, and they will continue with whatever investigation they want to do. So I think using these methods, you can make a complaint. There are so many things to talk, but we always have a limitation on time. So thank you very much for inviting me. And if there are any questions and queries, we can quickly take it.
Nilutpal, can you please come in? There are a few questions in the chat box, I believe. Nilutpal? Rotractor Nilutpal, are you there? Unmute yourself, please.
Mr. Agarwal, that was such an eye-opener for all of us. A chilling reminder that all of us need to be very, very careful in all kinds of transactions that we make. I think there is one question from PB Chaudhary. Since Nilutpal is not responding, I'd like to put this question.
I have seen this question.
Yes, please.
Now he has booked 2 air tickets from Raipur to Kolkata, etc., and some money was given, and it says that somebody called up to say that the ticket has not been booked because of some technical problem, and some reference number was given for cancellation, but actually the money is not coming up. Now you need to look at your bank account and figure out where the money has actually gone, whether it was a proper website like My Trip, or it was some sort of a fraudster's website or an app. And you can get the help from the local cyber thana or cyber desk. In Assam, if I talk very specifically, Guwahati definitely have a cyber cell, or in case there is no cyber cell locally, the crime branch is supposedly taking care of all cases, such cases. So please approach the additional SP crime or the crime branch in your district and give them those details. They would be able to confirm about that website. Quite a lot of time has gone by, so it becomes as much as difficult as this time goes by, but still we have been able to recover money even after a few months. So hope is always there.
Thank you so much, Mr. Agarwal. Anybody else has any other questions?
No, I'd just like to add one line after Anuj has said. We are having another speaker who is the APDC CID Assam, and he's taking care of the cyber branch now. So we can put this question to him also for further clarification. Anuj, yeah,
has Mr. Krishna joined?
No, he'll be joining within a second.
Okay, then
Anuj,
I think
there is one request to you. Since Arindam had already made you the host, you need to make him the host again back. Can you please do that? Arindam Datta, yeah.
So Arindam, which is the option?
Anuj, you can click onto your name on the right hand side on a more. Click onto more. Go to your name.
Yes.
Right hand. You got more, right? Click on that more.
No, there is no more coming into my It says mute my audio, stop video, choose virtual background, video filter, pin, spotlight, hide, rename.
No,
That's
no,
it.
no. I'm saying you need to go to the chat participants window on the right hand side.
Okay. Okay.
Click onto the more, and then in drop down you will find make host.
It is not there because I think somehow I'm not a host. It says pin, spotlight for everyone, rename. Only 3 options. If you want, I can end my session. Probably it will automatically move back to you, isn't it?
Move to someone else. Yeah. In that case, it will move randomly to someone else.
Maybe that somebody gets it because I am
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
Okay, let us try that.
Yeah.
And